And of course, the kettles are out this holiday season. Make a donation if you can to help out the Salvation Army. They've been doing good things for a long time. To talk about the history and how you can help, we have Glenn Van Gulik, who's the Area Director for Public Relations, Salvation Army. How are you, sir?
I'm really well. Thanks for having us on today.
Wonderful to see you. How many years has the Salvation Army been around at this point?
We've been here for over 130 years. We've been in Ottawa. We've been running the Kettle campaign for most of that time. Actually, it began with soups being put into a kettle and feeding the needy actually on the street.
Oh, wow.
And has transitioned over the years to be a fundraiser that supports a lot of the work that we do.
We know a lot about the Salvation Army, obviously, but for those perhaps living under a rock, perhaps, what is your mandate? What do you guys do exactly?
Meet the needs of the most vulnerable. That is what we do. And that can take on many forms. A lot of times we don't see those individuals who are vulnerable. A lot of times we see shiny houses and we see nice clothes and nice cars, and sometimes we just don't have a glimpse of what's behind that. And quite often, that's families who are struggling. And at Christmas time, more often than not, that's when people come to us. We also have a lot of new Canadians that are coming to Canada this time of the year who are experiencing their first Christmas. So again, they're coming to us saying, I don't have a winter coat, I don't have boots. We saw your segment earlier with Mark's. I mean, it's important that we're able to serve those people and meet them where they're at with whatever needs they have.
How bad is the need? What is the need like in Ottawa?
It's always growing. We're seeing it growing exponentially. You know, even last month in October, we actually had over 1,000 people come to us looking for winter clothing. And that's in October, and we know what kind of October we had. It was quite mild.
Yeah.
So we're seeing that growing every single year, and our need grows, and so does our targets for the Kettle campaign.
So tell us about the Kettle campaign. I mean, it's serious stuff, but it's a lot of fun. I see you guys out in area malls. What exactly is is it as simple as just putting money in that kettle?
It is quite simple. So, you know, we have the Kettle campaign that runs throughout the whole month of December. So we'll be out right until the 24th. And you'll see those kettles at all of the major malls, Billings Bridge and Rideau Centre and Carlingwood and, Saint Laurent, Bayshore, Place d'Orleans. We're out at all those major malls, and then we're into LCBOs, Walmarts, Costco's, Loblaws, and we have our volunteers that are out at the kettles, and people can just put donations in. If you don't have cash, you can just go onto our website, salvationarmyottawa.ca, and there's a link to donate there.
Okay. What is the goal?
This year's goal is $700,000. It's actually $75,000 more than last year's goal. Last year we fell a little bit short in our target, but this year we know Ottawa is a very generous community, and we're so thankful for Ottawa and all that they do to support the Salvation Army, and in turn support their neighbors, helping each other. Actually, you wrote on the whiteboard earlier why you would volunteer. Yeah, you wrote that. We need.
And I think it's simple. My message was, we need to be there for each other, and I think it's as simple as that. There's a quote out there that it says, "Be nice to everybody because you never know what struggles they're going through."
That's true.
And I know you have a strong radio campaign going on as well, where people seem like they have it all, but they're struggling. People are struggling in our community.
It is.
If I was to give you $10, $20, where exactly would that money go?
That would exactly go right to serving need. So the Salvation Army is the largest organization with the least amount of administrative costs, and we want every dollar going to meet needs. So in Ottawa, all those funds that are raised at the kettles here stay local to Ottawa. And so those go to programs like our Bethany Hope Center, where we meet the needs of parents and young children. We have a health clinic there. We're seeing 200 plus people every year at that health clinic, those who don't have a doctor. Young mothers who are pregnant, going through pregnancy and don't have family supports, and so we're there to support them. Okay. We also have people that need food, and so we're meeting those needs as well on a regular basis.
So the campaign's going well, it's going strong?
It is going well, it is going very strong. It's one of those things that we see ebbs and flows. We're always looking towards the next week, making sure we're hitting our targets, and we really need Ottawa to come out and support the campaign.
Okay. Obviously, this campaign is strongly run by volunteers.
It is.
And you'll notice this in area malls. You see a lot of people sitting there just ringing those bells for hours and hours and hours. How many volunteers would you say that you take on every year?
There are hundreds of volunteers. There are hundreds of volunteers that support the campaign. And you got to remember, it's a global campaign. even in Canada, there are tens of thousands of volunteers that come out to support the Christmas Kettle campaign. Here in Ottawa, those volunteers, when they show up, they get their little list of things to do, how to make it an experience that they'll enjoy, and they can make other people's experience memorable as well. We give them vests that they can, actually we brought some of those. We've got vests that we would have them wear, and so it just fits over top so they can be branded as Salvation Army. And sometimes you might see them wearing a toque.
Little Santa hat.
Yeah, you could even put that on. Eh, Dylan? Come on now.
Sure,
Here we go. Mess up your hair.
That almost fits my bowling.
And then there's the signature bell. There you go. So, volunteers are out there. They're supporting that campaign, wishing everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday.
This is amazing. Okay, so $700,000 is what we're looking for.
That is.
If people want to volunteer, I mean, you're always looking for volunteers. Even if it's out of the Christmas season, you're looking for volunteers year-round to help out the Salvation Army?
We're always looking for volunteers, yes. At all of our locations, we always have opportunities for people to help out and serve in their community. So all they have to do is visit our website, salvationarmyottawa.ca, and they can find volunteer opportunities there, or they can donate online.
Okay, so people are watching right now. Obviously, go to salvationarmyottawa.ca. Where can we find these kettles? One more time.
So there are 39 kettles that are actually out. There are 4 LCBOs in the city. The Costco's in the city have the red kettles. We also have a number of locations at the Walmarts throughout the city. And then we've got all of the major malls, right from the east, right across to the west.
Wow. Thank you very much for everything you do for our community and keeping us all safe and hopefully a great Christmas season.
Oh, likewise. Thank you.
Salvation Army. More coming up on Daytime. Rob Statham joins us next.